With the crankshaft and crankcases assembled, the next step were measuring, repairing and installing the pistons and the cylinder block. After that, I reinstalled the clutch, oil pump, gear lever shaft, flywheel and starter motor. The flywheel side cover had some damage that needed to be addressed. With the engine getting close to being finished, it was time for a few final touches. A while back, just after disassembling the engine, I measured all the pistons, piston rings and cylinders to determine whether I need a new piston set, cylinder reboring or resleeving, and to check the condition of the piston rings. This turned out to be one of the very few positive surprises on this motorcycle. The cylinders had zero ovality and the piston to cylinder clearances were perfect to within hundredths of a millimeter. The pistons were in very good condition, first oversize, and were probably installed quite recently. Everything, including the piston ring gaps, looked so fresh and clean that I decided not to hone the cylinders or replace any piston rings. This was a good, perfectly sealing, just broken in setup. After soda, before soda. I didn't want to take off this oil ring, so really have to clean this thoroughly in a washer. Totally non-abrasive media. The next task to deal with was to recreate the broken ribs on the cylinder. Alright. Flap disc, 60 or 80. After thoroughly cleaning the cylinder and then glass bead blasting it to leave a smooth, shiny OEM casting surface, I took care of the cylinder head mating surface. This is the cylinder after a couple passes on the paper on a 240 grit. Normally people just assume that the flat cylinder head will deal with this, and it's usually true, but the more you will handle this part, the less you have to worry about the second. At the start I just wanted to remove the rest of the gasket, but then I saw that here is the high spot, here's the high spot, then the third highest place was here, and here is the low spot. As you can see, this sleeve is not even touched by the paper. Maybe it's a little bit lower. It's good enough right now, so I can leave it like that, but I'll probably do a couple more passes until I see some marks here. I'm not a fan of planning a cylinder head and cylinders. People do it like automatically without thinking. We're changing the timing of the valves. The scratches started to appear here, so I'll leave it like that. After assembling the crankcases, all the parts around them still had to be mounted. They tend to get super dirty. When I start to spray it with a compressor, there was so much goo inside. It's a kind of a metal residue. Every small tiny particle which is in your oil, when it gets around here, it sticks inside the magnet, and because of a centrifugal force, it is squeezed right here. When I started to spray it, there was a goo everywhere and it was super hard to clean. It don't want to come off because it sticks to the magnet. The left side cover emblem was impossible to acquire, so I tried to find a way to renew both of them as well as I could. Nearly gone. The flywheel cover was heavily damaged due to some fall in the past, and this needed to be addressed. The cover is polished and ready to assemble. The wiring of the stator was heavily deteriorated, so I cut it out near the stator itself and made a new wiring loom along with a new cover. I put a little bit of copper grease. This one fits better than original one, because this is pretty hard and this one is soft and new. And I hope they'll fit. Now I'll put them onto the wire and throw them to the zinc plating yellow gold finish.